What's going on, guys? TKD once you back a video, and I just got back from watching Captain America: Civil War, the highly anticipated, highly looked for, movie, pretty much of this year. Really, kind of in a way, like it is. It's been, very hyped up and has been given a lot of praise recently, in a bunch of reviews from IGN or even the Metacritic score is at like something crazy like a 95% or something insane like that. Like it's been getting really good reviews, and mine will pretty much be I mean, honestly, nothing out of the ordinary from what you've probably seen on this movie. I did thoroughly enjoy this movie. I enjoyed it a lot more than I think I was going to enjoy it, just because like kind of in the past, like Captain America movies, like they've been good, but like nothing, nothing insane to me, right? But this movie had those like insane moments, right? The moments that you see in Avengers, or those insane scenes in the movie, like they were in this movie, and that's something that I didn't expect coming out of a Captain America movie. And so first, what I would like to say is that this movie is very dense, right? There are a lot of things going on with it. There's a lot of different shots of different places. Like they go to the in the movie, there's a list of like 9 different spots that they go to in the world, like just to give you like a scope. Like they go to a lot of different places and avenues in this movie. And usually, when you hear that about a movie where it's very dense, it's there's a lot of things going on with it, that usually the vibe that I get with it is that the movie might not be as focused as it should be, right? It might be going off and trying to do too much, right, in what they're allowed it to do in a movie, right? Like it just seems like usually when you hear that dense, that a movie's dense and packed with a lot of things, that is almost too much things, where it doesn't really they don't really get to elaborate on certain things that are in the movie. But this movie doesn't suffer that problem, surprisingly, right? Like when you go leave the theater and then think about all the things that happened in this movie, it doesn't even seem like a lot of stuff happened, which it did, but it's just the way that they quickly and did it with a purpose, and did it with reasoning, when they introduce something new to the movie and then they bring it kind of to a close, right? Like the way they introduced Black Panther and Spider-Man, like it was short, it was concise, but it did what it had to do, and that's all it did, right? And it made for a movie that seemed short but had so much in it. And it was a long movie. It was a pretty long movie. Like me and my friends got in at, I think the movie started at 7:30, and we were out at like 10:20. It's a pretty long movie, right? But it doesn't seem that long. It does not seem long when you're watching it. It's very, as a overall consistent pace to it, even though it's dense in content. In the movie, it's a nice pace movie, that you definitely will not get bored of this movie. And let's talk about what I think this is probably my favorite part of the movie, right, is Spider-Man, right? I feel like this Spider-Man is arguably the best Spider-Man they've probably done, I really do think that. Like, it took me a while to really think, if that is really what I thought, but I think it is what I think. This Spider-Man was awesome. He is the correct age, how he's portrayed in the comics. He just seems like Peter Parker. Like, that is Peter Parker. You know what I'm saying? That actor was greatly casted. And honestly, I did have some, speculation, towards him being the new Spider-Man, and being Peter Parker, with him being so young. I wasn't really sure if he could pull it off, but that kid was awesome. He was witty. He just seemed, like a dork, how, Peter Parker is supposed to be. And I don't know. I just feel like they chose the best actor for Spider-Man. He is going to be awesome. His movie, that's going to be coming out, what's it called? Spider-Man Homecoming, I think it's called. I think it's called Homecoming. That, now after seeing that actor act as Spider-Man, I cannot wait for that movie. That movie is going to be awesome. That movie might be insane. Like, that movie's going to be great. But I definitely feel like this Spider-Man was definitely a step up, leaps and bounds ahead of the other Spider-Mans that we've had in the past. And the other big character that was introduced in this movie was Black Panther, and I feel like there was a little bit of an issue with this character. I feel like with people that don't understand who the Black Panther is and how like it's not just one person that it's passed down. I feel like they aren't going to understand how exactly the Black Panther comes to be the Black Panther, right? So I mean, it's not really explained that there's a tribe in the jungle where they have the vibranium, and they have the suit, and the suit it's passed down through different people. And I just feel like that is definitely something that gets missed, because in the movie, right, something big happens, and then some character just gets in the black suit and becomes a Black Panther, right? It's not really that well explained, at least in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Which again could be because they wanted to just not have any time wasted, and they wanted to make an efficient movie. But I feel like that might be something that would be overlooked by some people if they are not well versed in the Marvel universe. I also kind of feel like the movie didn't really set up for Infinity War, which is understandable if that wasn't the purpose of this movie, right? But then if we're building up to the war, I don't really understand like how this movie fits into the bigger the bigger picture, right? I understand that it could create tension towards everyone going into the war, with Thanos and the stones. But if that was its objective, then they definitely nailed it. But I just feel like there probably could have been something with the stones, and you know what? Actually, in thinking, there actually was a little line here and there about one of the stones, but it wasn't really as prominent as I expected it to be. And overall, I really did like the movie. I really did enjoy it. I really do highly recommend it. If you have not seen it, I would not waste any time on going and definitely seeing that in your latest movie theater. And yeah, so I mean, that was my impressions on Captain America Civil War. I definitely enjoyed it. If you've seen it, leave in the comments below some of your opinions. Maybe you agree with me or disagree. Let me know in the comments below. Let's have a conversation. And while you're down there, in the description as well, you can find my Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. You can follow me in there, see what I'm doing, see what I'm vibing to, whatever. And my Snapchat story is always lit, so you can definitely follow me on Snapchat. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, I got you.